Hey gang, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. I've got a video to talk about the books I'm going to be reading for the month of August, and there are a lot of books. I may have overdone it with the books that I picked this month. I had a lot of library books. I got a couple of books to review, and I want to get through all of them, but fingers crossed. We'll see how well it goes. So here are the books that I'm going to be reading. This is a new one from Meg Cabot, No Judgments. It's an adult fiction novel. It comes out in September. Yeah, just September 2019. I don't have an exact date for it yet, but I want to get started reading it this month so that I can get a review posted in time for next month. And I talked about this book in my BookCon haul video, so go back and watch that video if you want to know a little bit more about this book. I'm excited to read it. I don't think I've actually ever read anything by Meg Cabot. I know who she is and I know what she's written, but I've never read any of her stuff, so I'm looking forward to this one. I've also started doing sort of a buddy read Bible study with a friend of mine through Skype. We're doing From Grouchy to Great, Finding Joy in the Journey of Motherhood by Ruth Schwank. And I have read several Ruth Schwank books before. Most notably, probably my favorite was the Better Mom Devotional, so I'd highly recommend that one. This is a series of blog posts that were on the bettermom.com website, and they turned it into a book with discussion questions at the end of each essay, just to kind of help moms who are a little bit grouchy, a little bit grumpy with their situations, kind of work through all of that and end up realizing that motherhood can be great. So I've only read the first essay. We're kind of taking it one day at a time. It's divided into, I think there are 26 essays, so it's supposed to be one essay a day. We're not really following that exactly. We're just kind of do however many we can and talk about them every week during our Skype sessions. So I will let you know what I think about this one when we are done. Shrila by Lindy West is another book that I picked up at BookCon. I actually got it autographed, which was pretty cool. I have not finished watching the series on Hulu. There is going to be a second season. I talk more about this book in my BookCon haul video, so check that out to find out more about the book. If you've been watching the Hulu series, then you probably already know what the book is about. So I'm looking forward to reading this book and seeing how it compares to the show. I was really enjoying watching it while I was watching it, but we kind of got sidetracked with Stranger Things. Still working on season 3 of that one. So yeah, I'm going to read this one and I'll let you know what my thoughts are after I'm done. The Secrets We Kept is another book that I got at BookCon. So again, go watch the BookCon haul video if you want to know more about this. It comes out in September. Again, not a specific launch date, but I want to have this read before September so that I can have a review posted about it. Sounds really, really interesting with women spies during World War II. I am definitely on board with anything that's very like female power, girl power, whatever. So I'm looking forward to reading this book and I will have a review posted next month. So to finish up the review books, I was also sent The House of Salt and Sorrows, and this is written by Erin A. Craig. Comes out this month. Actually, I have a sheet here, August 8th. That's the launch date. It's a young adult fiction novel based on Grimm's 12 Dancing Princesses. So if you know that story, it's like the girls go off and dance and then don't come back. But this is a, full-length novel take on that story. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one, and I, of course, will have a review for you when I'm done with it. And it's on to the library books. I've got Gretchen Rubin's Outer Order Intercom. This was a book club pick for the Simple Scrapper book club. I kind of got off from reading those books, mainly because I think the last one was a book that wasn't even available in my library system, and I didn't really want to buy it at the time. This one was from earlier this year, and I've just been on a waiting list for it for a long time, so I finally got it. I have read Gretchen Rubin's book about happiness, and I know she's written a couple others since then. I really liked it. This one is kind of The Happiness Project, it says right here on the front of the cover. That's the book I read. It's kind of about, it's decluttering and organizing to make room for happiness. And I've read a lot of books about decluttering, a lot of books about cleaning, a lot of books about the minimalist lifestyle. If you were to look around my scrap room right now, you would probably be like, really? You read books about cleaning and organizing? Yes, I did. It's hard to put all of that into practice as much as I really want to. Well, going back to another book that I read for this Simple Scrapper book club, I don't choose to use my time for cleaning and organizing. And maybe I should, but it's not something that makes me happy. Maybe after reading this book, I can find the happiness in it, and then there will be more happiness because I'll have more room for the happy. I don't know. But I'll let you know what I think about this book when I'm done. And there are discussion questions for this book as well as all of the other Simple Scrapper book club books at the Simple Scrapper website. So a couple months ago, I read another book that was all about books, and Gifts from the Sea by Anne Lindbergh, wife of Charles Lindbergh, was one of the books that was on the list as like a must-read book about life. So it's very small. I got this from the library. I have never written anything by Anne Lindbergh. I mean, I know the story of Charles Lindbergh, but I'm interested to see kind of how she holds her own. I think these are just essays, and it all has to do with things that she has seen at the beach and how that relates to life. So this is going to be an easy one to get through because it's so short and will be super easy to bring on my commute. I love lightweight books. So I will let you know what I think about this one when I'm done. And sometimes I don't post reviews on the blog. So if you want to follow me on Goodreads, I will post that link below, and then you can kind of see my star rankings and other things about what other books I'm reading and want to read. So you'll know that I just finished reading The Middle Matters by Lisa Jo Baker, and I was so taken with that book that I decided to look up some of her other past books to read. There's a book that the moms group that I'm part of read like 2 years ago, something about like saving a seat at the table. Of course, it's not available in my library system, but this one is Never Unfriended, and it's about making and keeping those lasting friendships, which is, as an adult, can be kind of hard to do sometimes. As a mom, you're looking for your mom village. It can also be hard to do, so I'm hoping there's some good insight into this. I've read about Lisa's friendships with other moms before in The Middle Matters. She's got a lot of essays about friendships and like really tight, close relationships that she has with these women. And that's something that I know that I'm sure everybody is looking for. And hopefully there might be some good advice in this book. This one is Dear Mrs. Bird, and it was actually recommended to me by someone on Instagram, and I thought, sure, I'll put it on my to-read list. I saw it at the library in the new release section, and I said, it's here, I should just pick it up and get it right now. That was actually a couple weeks ago, so I think this book is going to be due back at the library really soon. But whatever, I'll get to it. It takes place in London during World War II, so I'm doing a couple World War II books this month. And it's about a woman who gets letters from, I guess, like soldiers' families, wives, friends, and they're letters that have unpleasantness in them that she is going to write back to them so that they know that, you know, whatever they've done maybe is forgiven. So I think this sounds kind of interesting, and it was recommended by somebody whose book reviews I trust, so I can't wait to start this one. And my last book for the month is Was Anastasia. I love the story of Anastasia, mainly that animated movie version where Meg Ryan is Anastasia and John Cusack is Dimitri, like the hottest cartoon character ever. And I know they made it into a Broadway musical. I haven't seen it yet because Broadway is way inexpensive and not for poor people or regular people. But this book is about, it's the story. Anastasia and her family, they were all killed. Nobody survived. But what if someone came around and said, I'm actually Anastasia? So that's what the story is about. I love that idea that like somebody could have survived and it was either living in hiding or didn't know who they were because obviously trauma from that kind of experience. So I will let you guys know what I think about this book. It was recommended to me, I think in just a magazine, and I thought it sounded interesting from the write-up, so I put it on my to-read list. I think it's fairly new, to be quite honest with you. I think it came out, let's see, last year. Yeah, so it's still fairly new, and I'm just not getting around to reading it. So if you like kind of historical fiction, then you might like this one. So those are all the books that I'm reading for August. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I still have a book from last month on my Kindle, the No Oceans Too Wide that I have to read this month. I will start on that one so that I can get through it. The From Grouchy to Great devotional, I've already started on. I'm working through that one. That's something that can just be done on the side. The rest of these books, I have no idea when I'm going to read them. I guess hopefully I can stay awake long enough during my commute to and from work to get a bunch of chapters read. I did really quickly finish a big book, a young adult book, Aurora Rising, and I will have a review of that book on the blog if I haven't posted it already by this point. So definitely check it out. The links are below from the blog and all my social media channels, as well as Goodreads. I would love to connect with you guys there. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys are reading this month. If there are any books on my to-read list for August that you think sound exciting and that you think that I should read first. Maybe I'll start a book with one of your suggestions. So let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!